morning, scientist friends, and welcome to Mr. Patrick's Laboratory. We're going to have a great time again this episode. In our last episode, we made slime, and we made bouncy balls, and we had a great time doing some chemistry to make some toys. And in this episode, we're going to have a great time again. Now, as we get started, it's going to be really important. That's right. We're going to have to wear our goggles. We're going to be doing some chemistry, so I'm going to keep my goggles on the whole time to protect my eyes. Now, we're going to be doing two main things today. We're going to be making our own lava lamp, and we're going to be making what is called elephant toothpaste. Doesn't that sound crazy? It's some chemistry, and we're going to have a great time. Here's what we're going to do for our very first one. We're going to be making our own lava lamp. Now, what we're going to need is vegetable oil, an empty bottle, pick your favorite food coloring, and then these things called seltzer pills, like Alka-Seltzer type pills. Okay, so I'm going to walk us through this. This one's pretty easy. Okay, now if you've ever seen a lava lamp has a light, so you're going to have your own light. So you're going to want to make sure that you have a flashlight when you have it made, but I'm going to show you how to make it, and here's how it works. We're going to take this bottle, and we're going to take 3/4 of it with vegetable oil. All right, so we're going to fill that thing up 3/4 with vegetable oil. Now you can do a 2-liter bottle if you'd like, but to me that's just a whole lot. Okay, a little bit more, and we're there. 3/4 with vegetable oil. Whoo, man, I can't imagine what a 2-liter bottle would be. And then I'm going to fill the rest with water. So I'm going to put a little water in there. Give me just a second. And then I get to pick my favorite color. Now my lava lamp, I'm going to pick red. Okay? I'm going to pick red. Now again, I saw this video. I thought it was really awesome. About 5 to 8 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Check them out. They're falling to the bottom. They look like BBs. Look at them going down to the bottom. Isn't that cool? Okay? Isn't that cool how they go down to the bottom? Now, oil and water don't mix. Okay? They don't mix. Oil and water are not the same. Now, for my older kids, remember when we talked about water is polar, and so oil must be non-polar. Yeah, oil and water don't mix, okay? And so what we're going to do in this is I've got color in there to make it do something, but I'm going to make this lava lamp, and here's what we're going to do. I took an Alka-Seltzer pill, and this Alka-Seltzer is a really big pill. Here's the second one that I'm not using. And I broke it into a bunch of tiny parts. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that down in there. And the Alka-Seltzer, I don't have the lid on it on purpose. The Alka-Seltzer is going to react with water. Okay, it's effervescent. Now look how cool that is. Okay, look how cool that is. Okay, as I drop that in there, that's fun just to begin with. Okay, that's pretty awesome. So I'm going to take all the pieces and I'm going to drop that in there. Okay, that already looks like its own lava lamp. How cool is that? Make sure your mom and dad watches you do this. This is awesome. Look at all the beads. The oil and water, the oil makes little BBs, and so it's going up and down and up and down. We're going to have carbon dioxide gas that's being made in there. And so as it goes along, the oil and the water don't mix. The oil is on the top, the water's on the bottom. And so when I drop those Alka-Seltzer pills in there, they're going to react with the water, and there goes all the bubbles. Okay? So I'm going to let it finish reacting. And for a lava lamp, you want big blobs of the oil. Okay, big blobs of the oil. And so I'm going to let that keep bubbling just a little bit longer. I don't want to put the lid on it yet. Here's why. When you have that, you build up pressure. And if you have too much pressure, you can have a problem with your bottle. It can spray all over you, or it could blow up the bottle. You don't want to hurt yourself. I don't want you to get hurt either. Okay? So while I'm waiting on it for a minute, whoo, my goggles are fogging up. Whoo! And so it's almost done. Okay? I'll give it a little bit of shake. Make sure all that stuff on the bottom got a chance to react. Okay? Just a little bit more bubbles trapped in there. That's awesome. Okay? Give them a chance to come out. Come out, come out, bubbles, come out. Whoop! There it is. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on it. Okay? I'm going to put the lid on really good. Now, if I were making this permanent, I would have put hot glue on it or super glue so that that can't come open. Okay? So I want to make sure that that doesn't come open. So what I want to do is I want to take, and I want to go sort of side to side, sort of easy, until I get all that oil and that color all in one blob. See that? Check that out. So I turn that over like that. Okay? I can see it. Now, if I did it in a 2-liter bottle, a really big one, you would see all kinds. Look at all that. So you can imagine if you had a flashlight, you can shine it through it. Here's a cool one. What if you put something extra in there before you started? Maybe glitter or small little BBs, that kind of thing, that would, as you shine your flashlight through it, you would have all kinds of light coming off. And so as you go along, you want to make, okay, you want to make one big glob if you can. That's doing pretty good. Look at that. Okay, so what is it? It's vegetable oil, mostly 3/4, and then I had some water on the top of it. Put my color in there, I chose red, and I put the bubbles in there on purpose that it's gonna make it all glob together. Okay, and I make my own lava lamp. Okay, this is a cool one. If you're gonna keep this in your room, kids, you gotta make sure that that's glued down. You don't ever want it to spill. That would be a horrible mess on your carpet or on your floor. Okay, and so if you shine light through that, that would be awesome. Let me show you what that looks like as Miss Christie spins around. Check this out. Here's what it looked like with a really bright light from the side. Here we go. Look how cool that is. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? That's some of the lights we use to make it shine bright here in Mr. Patrick's laboratory. But boy, you can really see that. Can you see that good, Miss Christie? And so you can see if you had glitter in there, it would shine even more. You can just play with it. Watch how all the bubbles go to the bottom and make a blob on the bottom, but they fall real slow. There's all kinds of things that you can watch. Look how slow that is. Then I turn it over and it does it again, but they're different sizes that time, okay? Because they don't mix with one another. Oil and water don't mix. How cool is that one? That one's pretty cool. That one's an easy one, okay? That's an easy one. And you can do that. Now again, this bottle right here is not glued shut and it's got a bubble on the side of it. So I'm gonna let that, so the bottle, okay, the bottle comes out, cap that good, and I would glue that down. Our second experiment is gonna be something a little different. It's called elephant toothpaste. Now, let me explain to you. Elephant toothpaste. It's really not toothpaste, but it looks sort of like it. Now, when you go to use your toothbrush and you put toothpaste on it, it's gonna be foamy looking, and then you can go and you can brush your teeth. But can you imagine how big toothpaste would be for an elephant? Okay, so we're gonna make it look sort of like that. Here's what we're gonna use. We're gonna use hydrogen peroxide. Now, this is the hydrogen peroxide that you have at home. Parents, hydrogen peroxide is 3%. That means it's 97% water, 3% hydrogen peroxide. Now, there are other varieties of it that you may have. Miss Christie is a hairdresser, and so she has different kinds of hydrogen peroxide. This is stronger hydrogen peroxide, okay? So we just happen to have it here, okay? So I'm gonna show you what both of them do. Both of them work, okay? They both work, and so here's what I've done. In the first one, this is hydrogen peroxide that you have at your house, it's 3%. I squirted some down in the bottom, and then I put some soap. Now it was blue soap, but I went ahead and put green because I wanted green looking toothpaste. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to set it in here. It's going to go everywhere. This is going to be a lot like our exothermic volcanoes that we did a couple of weeks ago. Okay, it's just going to look a little different. Now, to make this happen, I have to have some yeast. Okay, now this is what this is. This is called a catalyst. A catalyst makes a reaction goes faster or slower. In this case, it's going to make it go faster. Okay, and so what's going to happen is I'm going to take H2O2. Now remember we talked about in this other video, water's H2O, hydrogen peroxide's H2O2, and when I pour yeast on it, it breaks that oxygen off to leave water and a lot of oxygen gas. So when we have all that oxygen gas, all that soap is going to make bubbles that go everywhere. And so what I do is I took warm water and I have yeast in here. I've already mixed it together. That's why it's that brownish color. Okay, it's not chocolate milk. I wouldn't want to drink that. And watch what happens. I'm going to make this reaction happen pretty fast. Here we go. Here comes that reaction. And look what's happening there. There it comes. It's going to come over the top. Oh, yeah. Isn't that awesome? Now, the foam is hot. Okay? It gives off heat when it does that. Okay? And so I want to make sure that I don't get it on me. And that's going to be soap bubbles full of oxygen gas. Okay? And so that oxygen gas is being broken down very quickly, and so I have lots and lots of oxygen gas. Okay? Now I can shake it up a little bit, because I didn't put very much in the bottom, but I can get it to keep going if I wanted to. Put a little bit more hydrogen peroxide in there, because this happens to be a squirt bottle. Let's see what happens. Put a little bit, another squirt of it down in there. Woo! Look at that go. That is going great. Okay? That is awesome. Okay? Now, what I want to do on the other one is I really want to see what happens when it happens really fast. Now I did this one different, okay? So I'm going to make this one have more colors. And so here's what I did. I have the stronger version of hydrogen peroxide. In the bottom, I have soap in there. It's a blue soap, but you can't tell. And then what I did, I tried to do this very easily, is I took food coloring instead of just green. I dripped red down the side, green down the side, red down the side, blue down the side. And what I want to have is I want to make that come out. I'm going to put that in the middle really good. And so, Miss Christie, when I go to start this one, this could be more violent. So you need to back up and be careful. And I'm being serious. Okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same yeast solution. I have another one. Okay? That one has to have a little bit more water. Okay? And I'm going to break it down fast. This is much, much, much stronger. Here we go. Let's see how this reaction goes. All right, here it comes. All right, and it's going to come up the sides, okay, just like the other one did, and it's breaking it down. This hydrogen peroxide was in a gel, and so as it comes out, as this developer comes out, it's coming up the side, and what's going to happen is look at it mix all those colors together, okay? As it mixes all those colors together, it takes a minute, and then check it out. Look at all the colors coming out. That is what they call elephant toothpaste. And it's going to do it for a long time. Look at all the colors. I see blue on my side. I see green on the other side. Is there red on the other side? Nope, it's making more of a purple. It's making a purple on this back side over here. Okay, I'll turn it just a little bit. You can see the purple where the blue and the red are mixing. And it's going. Look at it just keep going and going and going. And the reason is this peroxide has lots more. Now remember, I just said that this peroxide, the one that we have at home, is 3%. Okay, it's 3% peroxide and 97% water. This one is more like 30%. Okay, it's 10 times stronger, so it's going to go a lot longer. Okay, and it's going to go and go and go. Notice I have it in a pan. Why? Because I'm a smart guy. Miss Christie doesn't want that on her counter, and so I don't want that all that food coloring everywhere. And so sometimes it depends on what bottle you have. If you had it in a big 2-liter bottle, it might spray out the top. But that foam is warm because we did that. Remember we did that exothermic? Remember what exo means? Exo means heat exiting. It's going to feel warm to my hands. And so the foam's going to feel warm just like we did before. But in this case, because I dripped all the colors down the sides, I got all kinds of colors coming up the top. Okay, and so I start running out of yeast, and so it starts slowing down. And so it just goes everywhere. It's just messy. It's really awesome. I'm breaking down hydrogen peroxide. It's a chemical reaction. Now I'm going to tell you something about this. This hydrogen peroxide, if I had it at my house, if I leave the lid open, it'll go bad after a while. Sort of like if I open a soda, and I take that soda, and I just open the lid, is it going to taste good later? No, all the carbonation's gone. Okay, if I open this lid, it's going to let all that oxygen out real slow. What I made it do is let that oxygen out very quickly. And so I made a green foam, okay, same process. This was just stronger hydrogen peroxide than this one. Okay, and so I got it all to come out. And if Miss Christie gets close, look, it's still going, Miss Christie. Okay, it's still going. See it bubbling out the top? And it'll probably go for about 10 minutes. It comes out pretty quickly, and this one is stopped. Okay, this one is completely stopped, but there must still be more hydrogen peroxide in there or it wouldn't keep going. How cool is that? That is awesome. Okay, so today we made a lava lamp and then we made elephant toothpaste. Now, what I'm going to do for the next couple of minutes is we're going to talk about what's coming up. All right, now we're getting close to the end of the year and for school and all the things that are going on there. Okay, school's almost done for me. I bet school's almost done for you. Many of you are doing school online. Okay, as my students have been doing school online, we've been having a great time. So what I'm going to do is this. This is my last episode that we're going to be doing before summer. Now, that doesn't mean Mr. Patrick's not going to do any more experiments. Maybe down the road I'm going to do a little bit more. Okay, but right now as we get ready for summer, I'm ready for summer break. That means I get to go swimming and doing all kinds of stuff. And so I'm going to show you something. Okay, the very first experiment I ever did. Am I too big there? No. The very first experiment I ever did for Mr. Patrick's laboratory was cornstarch and water. And we've done all kinds of cool stuff, okay? Cornstarch and water. And this is that weird stuff. So what I decided was I'm going to end where I began. Let me explain. I'm going to take my cornstarch you remember this is that stuff that as you move it around in your hands, it's like a liquid, but as soon as it's like a solid, but it breaks. And if you keep moving it around, it's like a solid. All it is a little cornstarch with some water. And you keep moving it around, it's like a solid, and then all of a sudden it runs, but it breaks off. It is this non-Newtonian fluid. So I thought, you know what? If I'm going to start my whole Mr. Patrick's Laboratory with this, it would be great if I ended with the same one. It's just messy. And it's just really this cool stuff. And if you haven't done that, if you haven't seen some of the videos, you need to go back and watch. But notice, see how it flows? But watch, it breaks. Is it a solid? No. Is it a liquid? No. It's not either. It fits somewhere in between. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash my hands off real quick. And so I want to talk real quick with you. Okay? Doing okay on time? Okay? We've done all kinds of things since we've been at Mr. Patrick's Laboratory. We've had all kinds of fun, okay? In the last week or so, we did stuff like this, and I don't even know what it's going to be like because I saved it in a baggie, okay? I did this one. Remember this? We made slime. I saved it in a baggie. Look, it's still working okay, Miss Christie. Okay? And so we learned that you can take it and you can mix it all together. And if you missed that video, go back and watch it. We made slime. And then we didn't even just make slime. We made, whoop, go back in the bag, go back in the bag. We actually made foamy slime also. Now, my foamy slime has blue liquid in it because some of the liquid wasn't needed and it came out. And this has just got a crunchiness to it. And I made foamy slime that had shaving cream in it. Okay? How cool. It's hung out. It's so much fun. Okay? Even though Mr. Patrick's not going to be doing all kinds of experiments all summer long, you can still go back and watch them. And I hope some of you will. We've done all kinds of things. Lots of science experiments. We made candy. Oh, yeah. I saved it. There's Miss Christie's candy, rock candy on a stick. Okay? Why? How do I know that? Because it's green. And she has a peppermint flavor. So after we make this video, she gets to have her rock candy on a stick. We saved it. We made candy. We did all kinds of things with Skittles and all kinds of candy and dissolving and had a great time, and we learned all kinds of, we made ice cream in a baggie. We did all kinds of science. We did other things too. How many of you did one like this? We made a balloon car. We made a car that was powered from air pressure and it would race. We made a cardboard race car. We did all kinds of stuff. Now I'm going to show you one we haven't seen yet. Science is really cool, and sometimes it looks like magic. I'm going to show you what I mean. See that red liquid in there? I want you to watch. This is called a hand boiler. I'm going to put it in my hand. I'm going to hold on to it. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. As it goes up, look, it's going up the tube. All I'm doing is holding it. It almost seems like magic. How many times have we done things in Mr. Patrick's Laboratory that look like magic? And more liquid's going up there, and it's going to look like it's going to boil. Ready? Ready for the bubbles? Here it comes. Whoop. Come on, give it to me. Give me the bubbles. Let me hold it one more time. There it goes. I was holding it wrong. See those bubbles coming to the top? Now here's what's really cool. It looks like it's boiling. It's really not. Now watch the magic. Okay, here it comes. Watch the bubbles. Okay, just took a minute. Here they come. There they go. See the bubbles? Now watch what's really cool. If I hold the one on the top, watch what the liquid does. It all goes back. It's almost like magic. And then I can make it go back to the top. Why? Because science is cool. Some of us really like science. Some of us really like math. Science and math go together all the time. Some of us boys, some of us girls are really good at math and science, and that's awesome. Keep working at it. Be good at math and science. There's all kinds of cool things. But you know what's really cool? We're not all the same. Some of us are artists. Some of us like sports. Some of us like to do all kinds of cool things. Some of us learn to play an instrument. Some of us sing. Some of us do. We're all different. That's what's really cool. We all can do, but I can do fun things. I've told you along the way, I played sports in high school. I played tuba in the band. I love math. I love science. I do lots and lots of things. We didn't only do those things. We did some physics things. We didn't just do chemistry. We did physics things. We did Bernoulli's principle. In Bernoulli's principle with the ping pong balls that looked like they were levitating. And we shot paper and we did all kinds of fun stuff. We did the magic of water. and we had a great time. We had a great time. My goal in all of Mr. Patrick's laboratory, oh, by the way, I have a special guest. I wonder if you remember. You remember Baxter, the security dog that hangs out with us? You had fun? You taking care of us? You had a good time? Yeah, Baxter's had a great time doing science too. He even had goggles sometimes, didn't he? Okay? And so he's having a great time with us along the way too. I've had all kinds of friends. My goal the whole time, since we were stuck at home, is moms and dads and students and my young scientists have a great time doing science at home, and I hope you have. Okay? This is not my last science one that I'm ever going to do. Hey, by the way, hint, hint, this summer you might see some summer science. So keep an eye out on Facebook. Make sure you remind your parents, Mr. Patrick may jump on anytime during the summer and we can do some summer science. Hey, if you like some of the videos, go back and watch some of them. If you do some of them, post some pictures at the bottom. I'd love to see it. You know what? Over this time, I've had some scientists my young scientists that live in the area, that I want to make sure I know they watch every episode. Lily and Landon, Elijah, the Chambo kids. I see you guys all the time. The Driver kids. I know that you've been watching. Shaylin's been watching. Cody and Lucky have been watching. Lots and lots of my ex-students that have been in my chemistry class over the years. Man, it's awesome to see you comment. My Verbal ISD friends, showing it on their pages. I hope your kids have had a great time with science with me and my family and friends. And the best videographer ever, Miss Christy. Watch, you're going to see her. Ready? Oh my gosh, on the last episode, we've had a great time on Mr. Patrick's laboratory.
And my kitchen.
Always in her kitchen, having a great time doing science with us and you. We'll see you this summer. Hope you had a great time. Do some of the science with us. Keep up the good work, guys. Tell your mom and dad we said hi. We'll see you later. Say bye, Baxter. Bye, guys. See you later.